when you look at a guy, and just look at him from television, you're like, okay, he doesn't have the cap shoulders like Giannis. He's not freight trained like LeBron. He can't jump out the gym like a young Shaq. But bro, he just light people up.
We are seeing an absolute master at the game of basketball like we've maybe almost never seen before, at the peak of his power.
This goddamn Joker guy, man, he's shooting like, they say in like the last 5 or 6 games, he's shooting like 77% from the field.
Yeah, this season in 3 weeks, I think he's at 67% from the field.
Oh my God.
He is the best basketball player in the world. He's just going out there getting easy triple doubles and he ain't getting them fluky 10 points, 10 rebounds, 11. He get like 25, 16, and 17.
Bernard King had those 60 back in '84. Wilt with 59, and tonight Jokic with 56 points.
Nikola Jokić, bro. Oh my God, he might be the best basketball player I've ever seen. Like,
a 7-foot, 284-pound center just unloaded 18 points in 3 minutes of overtime. No rim running, no easy putbacks, just silky fadeaways, step-back threes, and dead calm free throws while a packed arena stood frozen. The craziest part? He looked completely unimpressed by it. What Nikola Jokić is doing right now feels historic. The kind of dominance we haven't witnessed since Wilt Chamberlain rewrote the rulebook in the 1960s. Stick with this video and you'll understand why we may be watching the most one-of-one player basketball has ever produced. No arguments needed. Christmas Day 2025. Denver versus Minnesota. The final game of a loaded holiday slate. Two Western Conference rivals with years of bad blood, and the intensity was obvious from the opening tip. All week long, Anthony Edwards called this his night, his spotlight, and he backed it up. Edwards exploded for 44 points, erased a 15-point deficit, then buried an absurd, off-balance three with just 1 second left to push the game into overtime. The Target Center was rocking.
You won 74% of your games when you have a triple-double.
Really? So that's a winning percentage, huh?
Yes.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. Jokic is 79.
Minnesota opened overtime on a 9-0 run. Denver couldn't buy a bucket. 0 for 5 to start. The Nuggets looked cooked. Finished. Dead in the water. Then Jokic stopped playing around. What came next literally rewrote the NBA record books. Jokic poured in 18 points in overtime alone, the most ever scored in a single extra period. He passed Stephen Curry's old mark of 17 and went a perfect 100% from the field in OT. Absolute perfection. 2 logo-deep threes ignited a 16-4 Denver run, flipping the game on its head. And in the final 30 seconds he iced it, 8 straight free throws, no emotion, no rush, like it was a morning shoot-around. Final line, 56 points, 16 rebounds, 15 assists. 71% shooting. 22-4-23 at the line. That combination had never existed before. Not Jordan. Not LeBron. Not Magic. Not even Wilt. If you're still sleeping on Nikola Jokić, that's on you. And yeah, hit subscribe because this era is getting wild and we're calling it exactly how it is. No player in NBA history had ever recorded a 55-15-15 game. Not once. Nikola Jokić didn't just break a record. He created a new one. And here's the craziest part.
There on the screen, the Denver Nuggets 0 for 5 in overtime, and there's a hit. 2 minutes to go in overtime. Joker feeling it. Hits another three. 44 points for the Joker. Here in overtime, Denver started OT, missing its first 5. They've hit their last 3. Jokic leaner, good.
I don't know. I can't guard him. I was just the last man that was tall enough, to be honest.
When reporters asked him about it afterward, Jokic just shrugged and said he had a good game. That was it. Like he'd casually put up a quiet 20 and 10 on a random Tuesday. Not one of the most absurd stat lines the league has ever seen. And here's where it gets even crazier. That Christmas performance wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a hot streak. It was simply the high point of an absolutely unreal month. Look at what Jokic did all December. 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists per game. 6 triple-doubles in 12 games, plus 4 more double-doubles. That means almost every single night, he was producing numbers most players never come close to in their entire careers. And then there was Sacramento. Against the Kings, he dropped 36 points on 88% shooting. Barely missed a thing. It didn't matter how he released it, he tossed the ball toward the rim and it just went in.
They got Pickett in there and Watson. 3, Jokic. Wow. Often. Jokic will now drive on the big man for the Wolves. Underneath, Brown to Jokic. Foul, count it.
But what he's doing right now this year, what he did last night, was a reminder that it's time to have different conversations about him outside of it.
Against Houston, one of the league's best defensive teams with elite rim protection, he was flirting with a 40-point triple-double, and he only played 29 minutes because the game was already over. Earlier in the month against Dallas, he casually dropped 29 points, 20 rebounds, and 13 assists in a loss. Even when Denver didn't win, he still controlled the entire stat sheet. These aren't flukes. These aren't perfect night outliers. This is the baseline now. Peyton Watson summed it up perfectly after Christmas. We're watching history every single night. You can't take what he does for granted. And he wasn't exaggerating. Here's what people still haven't fully wrapped their heads around. Every era has legends. Hall of Famers. Players who define generations. But once in a long while, someone comes along who doesn't just raise the bar. They exist on a completely different level. In the 1960s, that player was Wilt Chamberlain. The man who scored 100 points in one game, grabbed 55 rebounds in another, and averaged 50 points for an entire season. Different rules. Different planet. Different reality. And if this breakdown is hitting for you, tap that subscribe button. Because watching this era without context means missing the entire story. Wilt wasn't just better than everyone else. He was playing a different sport. Defenders looked lost. Box scores looked fake. And the gap between Wilt and the second best player was honestly absurd.
Somebody like that, you're trying to you're not going to lock someone like that down, but when you're trying to slow somebody like that, like, what do you even do?
Yeah, you just do the best you can.
Size is certainly on Porter Jr.'s side. Looking for a cutter. Instead, he finds Brown on the other side.
Chance, Joel Embiid to play on Sunday on ESPN. Oh my goodness, Nikola Jokic.
It's literally incredible how many passes he makes where you're like, well, like, I tried.
For years, analysts tossed his name into those comparisons like they were exaggerating. After what Nikola Jokic did on Christmas, that conversation isn't hype anymore. It's reality. Jokic is the modern Wilt, the player who makes everyone else look like they're operating in a slower, unfinished version of basketball. This isn't a moment. This is his era. Consider this. Over the last 6 seasons, Jokic is the only active player ranked top 10 in points, rebounds, and assists. Not one category. Not 2. All 3. No one else even comes close to that combination. That Christmas explosion vaulted him to 3rd all-time in Christmas Day scoring, trailing only Wilt's 59 and Michael Jordan's 60. That's not a list you accidentally end up on. And it doesn't stop there. Jokic now sits at 180 career triple-doubles, just one behind Oscar Robertson for 2nd all-time. Blink, and he's passing him.
And being 6'11", 6'10", 11, with basketball IQ, skill, he can shoot, he can dribble, he can pass, he sees things 3 steps ahead.
Jokic with 7 to shoot, guarded by Aldama. Going behind the back to Watson. Underneath. Put it away, Spencer Jones. Oh my goodness.
Like, there's always a place for a shooter, right?
Yes.
Always a place for a shooter in the NBA. There's always a place for somebody who can rebound. Now, if you can rebound and shoot, okay, you're going to be good. If you can rebound, shoot, handle, you're going to be really, really good.
50 million.
Yeah, if you can rebound, shoot, handle, and your basketball IQ is top 5.
Now here's the stat that really melts brains. Last season, Jokic became just the 3rd player in NBA history to average a triple-double over an entire season. The only others? Oscar Robertson in 1962 and Russell Westbrook, who pulled it off 4 times. That's the list. 3 players across 75 years of NBA basketball. And Jokic didn't do it quietly. He did it while ranking near the top of the league in scoring, rebounding, assists, and steals, something no one had ever accomplished before. I checked. So here's the real question. Why can't anyone stop him? It's not a lack of effort. Defensive staffs have burned countless hours on film. Single coverage, doubles, triples, zone looks, switching everything, fronting the post, playing behind him. None of it lasts. Every scheme eventually gets solved. If you're watching this run in real time and not appreciating it, you're going to regret it later. And yeah, hit subscribe because this is history happening live. Let's start with the 3-ball. Jokic is knocking down over 40% from deep this season. That's elite for any position. For a 7-footer, it's borderline unfair. Last year, he posted a career-high 41.7% on nearly 5 attempts per game. Teams can't sag off him anymore. That old scouting report, "let him shoot," is dead and buried. And then there's the mid-range where things get truly disgusting. Jokic shoots nearly 60% from mid-range. The league average sits around 42%.
He make basketball look so easy. I work so hard to get 20 points. He's just walking around.
Well, you ain't 7 foot 300.
But he doing guard stuff.
Going dimes, bro. You talk about having 20. He had 18 in overtime in the last 3 minutes. He had 18 points in 3 minutes at OC, bro.
That's insane. He's so good at.
He's almost 20% more efficient than everyone else from that zone. Fadeaways, turnarounds, step backs, all automatic. And the crazy part? He doesn't need speed or bounce to get there. He creates space with footwork, angles, and timing, not explosiveness. That's how he eats. This dude dominates in ways that shouldn't even be possible. He can't jump over a phone book, yet he scores over longer, taller, quicker, more athletic defenders every single night. His touch is so soft and so precise that blocks barely happen. He releases the ball before help even arrives, already knowing where the defense is rotating. And unlike Shaq, who teams could send to the line, Jokic shoots 82% from the stripe. You can't hack him. You foul him, you pay. But here's the truly scary part. The scoring isn't the real problem. The problem is what happens when you try to stop it. Send a double, he finds the open man instantly. Rotate help, the ball's already gone. Blink, you're late. His passing is so clean and so perfectly timed that defenders say it feels unfair. Even Rudy Gobert, a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, said it straight after Christmas. There's no answer for guarding Jokic. That wasn't humility. That was honesty. And here's the part that messes with people's heads. Look at him. Really look. He doesn't have Giannis' shoulders. He's not built like LeBron. He doesn't explode like young Shaq. He jogs like he's saving energy for next week. Sometimes he looks like he wandered in from a random pickup run. On paper, this guy shouldn't be dominating anyone. And yet, here we are. Every NBA draft room would have labeled him athletically limited and questioned whether he could survive defensively in the modern league. Instead, every night he makes elite athletes look helpless. Defensive Player of the Year candidates turn into traffic cones. 7-footers with 40-inch verticals can't even challenge his release. Quick guards with fast hands can't poke the ball loose. The pass is already gone. So how does someone who moves like that dominate players who are faster, stronger, and more explosive in every measurable way? Because his game is built on things that don't fade with age. Court vision that borders on telepathy. Basketball IQ that processes the game faster than anyone alive. Touch around the rim earned through thousands of hours of reps, not genetics. Footwork that creates space without needing burst. He sees plays 3 steps ahead. He knows where the double team is coming from before the defender even commits. While everyone else is reacting, Jokic is already 2 moves ahead. Even Jamal Murray, his longtime teammate, admitted he's run out of ways to describe it. He said Jokic's touch still amazes him, and that he plays with the right attitude and a relentless will to win. That's the perfect way to put it. This isn't athleticism. This is mastery. Now here's the part that should really worry the rest of the league. Jokic is only 30 years old. He turns 31 in February. In past eras, that age signaled decline for centers. Once the legs went, it was over. But this isn't the old NBA. With modern training, nutrition, and recovery, skill-based players peak later. LeBron is still dominant at 40. Chris Paul ran elite offenses deep into his late 30s. Dirk Nowitzki was draining fadeaways well past 35. And remember, Jokic's game doesn't rely on athleticism. No explosive first step to lose. No sky-high vertical to fade. No blazing speed to disappear. What does he rely on? Shooting, passing, positioning, IQ. Those don't decline. They sharpen. And if you need proof, just look at the last 18 months. A 30-point triple-double against Phoenix. Then 55 points on 78% shooting against the Clippers, entering the 4th with 52. That should have been the peak. Then Christmas happened. Nikola Jokic topped it all.